sponsor everything. Why can't Red Bull sponsor bodybuilding? You need someone to get in there because, shit, what bodybuilders do, the training and lifestyle, whether it be the men, the women, whatever. I'm sure Red Bull could fit in there somewhere because they cover every. Red Bull even sponsored that fucking rock, paper, scissors contest. Fucking hell.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
You're funny.
Like I said, do you like my tail?
Like I said.
And we're back for another installment of Iron Rage. I'm Dave Palumbo, joined as always by Lee Priest, who is trying to win the $1 billion Mega Millions. Is that what?
I want to show you this. Just popped up on YouTube. It's like they got some diving on there because you know how women's sports, no one fucking watches it, be honest. But now I've just noticed this on YouTube. Kaylee Mackay, 10-meter diving platform, and this is the picture they have up of her. Can you see it?
Yes.
Look at this, showing the bum, pants are up the crack of her ass. That's how they get people to watch. And then when they film from the front, is that
a boy or a girl? Is that a trans woman or is that a real woman?
No, I clicked on it because when it shows you when they're on the edge of the board like this, it shows you from the front and you can see the camel toe. So if it's a trans, they've done a good job on the camel toe reconstruction.
It's interesting, but I do like there's certain women's sports that I do like. I for some reason I love watching softball. You know, when they pitch the ball and they kind of whip their arm around. I don't know why. And it's funny because baseball is a lot harder to watch for me. Like, I mean, I like baseball, but it's a lot slower. The women's softball, that fast pitch, I enjoy it. Even though most of the girls are really butchy looking. I
was going to say, you like that butch? You like that butch?
No, they whack the shit. I like the fact that they actually whack the shit out of the ball. You know, they're really good with the glove work.
That's because they're angry lesbians.
I know. You're right.
Actually, they got pretty solid legs. Some of those girls, they're pretty stocky and solid.
Thick. I mean, they can be powerlifting champions. These girls. And the other sport I enjoy is I don't like the WNBA, the basketball, because I feel like it's like a watered down version of the men. Like the men
watered down. It's like the Special Olympics that are men's fucking basketball.
It's too slow. I don't know why it's so slow because women are pretty fast. I would think it would be a faster game, but it's a very slow game. And but I like the women's soccer. I don't know if you've been watching that at all, the World Cup.
No, that's been going on here now in New Zealand and Australia.
I know. I'm so shocked that you haven't been watching it.
And why would I watch that when the women's team and even the American women's team got beat by a bunch of retired people and shit like that, like 13-0? They're pathetic. They suck. Oh, I just like watching women's soccer. Look at my new shirt. Look at my new shirt.
Hold on. Let me see.
Uprising extracts in case.
What is that?
Kratom.
Are you involved in Kratom now?
Yeah.
Or is that Guy Sisternino's one?
That's his, but I'm like got a code priest.
Okay.
Support my retirement fund. Code priest.
God.
There it is.
All right. I like the shirt though. Shirt's cool.
It is pretty good. I think it's who's wearing it makes it look good. Really, it doesn't matter about the shirt. I just showed on other people.
I would probably make it green. I mean, because you think anything that grows in the ground, you should probably make green, right? I don't know if I can use yellow, but the green.
And that green you got for species is a good green, like the green and black. It's like a eye-popping green to get your attention.
Yeah, but people like with the weed smokers and like kratom users, they want to promote it as like this natural grows in the earth type of thing. You got to have like that weed green, like color in it. I just think it just makes people feel like it's more earthy,
Oh, you know what I'm going to get, because on my test, remember the test I showed you, it says it's okay, but then I keep reading that bit about the colon, so I might go get a colonoscopy.
Oh, you have to. You're 51 now. Yeah, I got mine at 52. I think I got mine, but you're supposed to
Yeah,
get it.
because even though the doctor said it's nothing to worry about, I'm like, and then because I seem to eat a lot of stuff, because they say your bowel movement's different, I'm like, my bowel movements are different every day compared to what I eat. Like, I'm lactose intolerant, but then if I eat ice cream, I could shit for it at either eat or 4 times a day. Eating normal sometimes and eating junk food on top of that, I could go 3 times. I'm never constipated, but then sometimes I'm like, I've really got to go. And I sit there, and I mean, the amount of gas that comes out, it's like a hot air balloon. I'm like, it's never going to stop. It's just like, so I'm thinking, the doctor said no, but now I lay in bed at night after I go to the toilet sometimes, and I'm like, oh, do I feel something funny down there in the bladder colon area? I better go.
Well, you're supposed to get a colonoscopy at like 50. They say that's because that's when the problems usually start. Now you eat pretty healthy, even though Lee kids around about, ice cream and stuff like that, but most of the food you eat is pretty healthy. So you're probably fine, but I would test it out anyway. I mean, it doesn't hurt because you don't know, my friend John Scuderi had a big tumor in his,
well, mine said that there's like some of those little, but they couldn't see in that. Yeah, but they're not. And then there was part of it too, because they said that my bowels were emptied. That when I got the MRI or not a CT scan, they said like the colon and that part was collapsed or whatever.
Yeah, but that's only because did they say it was because you were dehydrated or something like that? I forgot. I read the report. You sent it to me.
I can't remember, so I'll just go get it done. But I see they put you under. My wife's like, they don't put you under. I said, they give you a little bit. They're not just going to lay there.
They give you propofol. It's the greatest sleep for 10 minutes that you'll ever have.
I'm going to say I don't want it, Dave. And when they put it in, I say, now take it out, now put it in, now take it out, now put it in, now take it out, now put it in.
You'll be out. You won't have any say in the matter, believe me. You'll be asleep.
I was watching some videos. I see that it's almost like when they do your prostate, you just lay on your side, do you?
Yeah, I think they had me lay on the side, and then they have you count back from like 10, and I don't even remember anything. I woke up. It was like
Well, it couldn't be any worse than when I had a colonoscopy. I mean, not a colonoscopy, the one where they wash you out. What's that?
Oh, the barium enema or a colonic.
Yeah, the colonic.
Oh, you had a colonic?
And they fill you full of water. It feels like you're going to shit. You're
that's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
I always told Tony Freeman, because Tony Freeman was a big colonic guy, and I'm like, how do you do these things, Tony? They're horrible. Ugh, they're so uncomfortable.
Did I tell you what I did mine, right? I did it for the reality series that I did. So if anyone wants to check out Bodybuilders Reality, I got a whole DVD series and the best of. You can watch me get it there, because I said I'm doing this just to prove I'm not full of shit. But as I'm doing it, I'm talking to the nurse and she's putting it in. I'm like, oh, that's like, uncomfortable, because they lube it up and stuff. And then I'm pretty sure she rammed it in harder, because she goes, this is just me joking around. She's like, oh, yeah, I don't mind. I sometimes get a couple done every month and that. So then my brain goes, oh, so you must like anal sex. I'm sure she fucking rammed it in that little bit harder when I said that.
If I like this little prick, I'll show him. Yeah. That's now. Where is this series? I haven't seen this series. Have I?
Oh, it came out a long time. If you go to Google bodybuildersreality.com, it was filmed over 2 years. Every month, Scott York, a friend of mine, we had a week in Alaska, a week in Brazil.
Oh, really?
Me drag racing, me preparing for the 06 Ironman. My good friend Richard's on there, Richard Stone, that used to own this movie shop in Austin, Texas, there, Round Rock near Gold. Sadly, he committed suicide a couple of years ago. Oh, it's every month that people got a DVD of me. It's when I was with Adela, so Adela's on there.
It's actually a DVD series. That's why.
Okay. But now you can get it. I think you can buy it now, and it's just like you get the downloads and that sort of thing. And there's the best of, where it's like 2 hours long, where it's me at the gym, at home, like I said, racing, in Brazil doing a tour, in Alaska doing a tour. It's like got so much great stuff on there that I recommend people go on it. And like I said, I think you buy it now, you get the download. Fuck off, cat. Piss off. He had a cat at the door, fucking trying to kick the door because I won't let him in.
During the 2 years of filming, here's a short list of what occurred.
Oh.
Lee's 750 horsepower Mustang GT, hellacious pre-contest workouts, getting a tattoo on his face, getting a tattoo on his entire back, magazine photo shoots, former fiance Adele Garcia, birthdays gone wrong, trips to California, professional drag racing events. Lee was SCEDA's Rookie of the Year, visits to Venice, California, eating at the Firehouse, workout partners Bruce, Richard, Ed, fellow pro Rusty Jeffers, training with Tom Plato. So this is good. There's a lot of good stuff here. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot all about it. So people, support my retirement fund. Go check it out. Oh, come on, then. Come on, you little fucker. He needs to be on the shows all the time now. He gets upset if I don't put him on the show. Hey, Kylo, you're on the show now. You happy? Good.
What a kitty. Yeah. He's a good boy.
There you go.
You only give the cats love. We never see the dogs.
They're in there. They're sleeping still.
Anyway, getting back to my original question, which was Lee. Lee. No, I didn't even ask it yet. But Sid told me that we get a lot of questions on the feed about your Kentucky Fried Chicken year that you went crazy and I think you went up to what, 280?
285. 285.
285. At what, 5'6"?
5'5.5".
Wow. So people want to know, first of all, how long did it take you to get that big?
Probably only 4 to 5 months, if that, because I eat good food, but it's in between the good food I eat all the other stuff. And Jay Cutler on Jay Walking last week was talking to Dave Brole, who used to work at the Max Muscle and that. And Jay brought that up about me. He said I was sitting on the floor a week out from a contest, ate the bucket of Kentucky, and I signed it and put it on the wall so the tourists would come to Max Muscle. There was like a pizza box I signed, a Kentucky chicken box, all the junk food I ate. They stuck it on the wall like a. So Jay was talking about that. He's like, "Can you believe Lee ate that a week out? He sat on the floor and had the whole bucket and that." And Jay and Angie were live on Instagram yesterday, and I was giving Jay a hard time. He was driving home, and I'm like, "Oh, you're not into Tesla now?" And she was at home cooking him food, and I was ripping him off how he beat me the night of champions, saying I never got over it, and he's too perfect, and that. Angie was just laughing her head off because I was just digging into Jay. He's funny. He likes it.
Yeah, I would say that you probably catch more podcasts and stuff that people do than any other bodybuilder I know. I don't know how you keep up on everything. You're like you could probably write a gossip column. You know so much of what's going on social media.
Well, wait till the Lee Priest podcast is coming out.
I know. We're
had a good chat to Sid yesterday about it.
Yeah. So now Jimmy was upset. I think that his name wasn't going to be in the podcast title. Did you know that?
Well, it was going to be, but then it was just hard to organise a time with Jimmy. So it was just going to be me, and then if Jimmy could make it, he would come on. That's
what I thought. But I think Jimmy wants to be involved in the title of the show, so you might have to rework the title. Now, getting to my main question. Now, we know you loved your Kentucky Fried Chicken and McDonald's and all the junk food, and you got up to, a pretty not only big size, but you were also pretty fat. How people want to know what was the process to get yourself in contest shape after that humongous bulk up, because you only competed at around 200 something pounds. So you had to have, I'm sure you had to diet off 80 pounds. So how did you do that? How long
75 pounds. I'd lose 75 pounds. Well, you saw it in those Muscle Tech ads, 12 weeks. 12 weeks.
Yeah, but I never believed. I think your ads were probably the only legitimate ones, because I never really believed those.
Well, the transformation was true. I just never used hydroxycut, but the transformation was true. I went from, but even those pictures there, right? I even look, believe it or not, look better than that. But when I took the photos, I took them like standing up and doing the side chest normal. They're like, no, don't do it like that. When you do the side chest, push your stomach out, lean over, hunch over, push your belly out. So they had to look a lot worse than what I was. So, but yeah, 75 pounds down in Kentucky there. Yeah, that was 75 pounds in 12 weeks. And all I do is like I said,
You
I'm
look
still
like,
eating
you actually
clean.
look like a transgender there. I have to tell you, Lee, in that right picture.
I know. I look like that guy. Remember that guy, the first pregnant man who was really a woman, and that I look like him. If
I
you
was
find
thinking
the
that. Oh
picture,
my God, I was thinking that in my head, Lee. I swear to you.
yeah, that
Oh,
first guy that said, or woman that said he was a guy pregnant, I look like
yeah.
him. You need to find that picture and put them side by side.
I do. Oh my
Yeah, but
God.
once I said, because I would eat like chicken and rice and steak and vegetables, but in between that, I'd have the Kentucky, I'd have ice cream. So I was eating probably 3,500 calories of good food and then another 3,000 odd of just shit in between. So when it comes time to diet, I just cut that bad food out straight away, start my cardio and that, and that comes off. I'll drop about 15 pounds in the first 2 weeks, just the water, because I'm eating all the crap food and that. So yeah.
Yeah, but then how do you, after the 15 is gone, you still got 65 pounds left to go.
Yeah, it just comes off easy. There it is. That him. Yeah, that's me and him. Look.
Yeah, I'm saying anyway. So I mean, do you have to diet particularly a lot harder to lose that much weight? Do you have to do like low carbs? What do you have to do to try to
No, mate.
make
The
up?
lowest my carbs would go would be 250 grams.
And you would actually lose a significant amount of body fat on that much?
Yep.
Wow.
No, I was doing 2 to 3 hours of cardio and training twice a day.
That explains it. Why wouldn't you just cut your carbs back a little bit and do less cardio?
Because then I'd be fucking hungry. Why be hungry?
Oh my!
We're
you know
professional bodybuilders.
Hold on, I forget you have nothing to do all day long, so you would rather do the cardio.
Well, there we go. Whatever. What does any other bodybuilder have to do all fucking day if they're
No,
competing?
but at least you're productive. A lot of guys would rather just lay around and do nothing. You know.
Exactly. But here's the thing too. When I was thinking about, I was talking to Sid, which makes me think of on my competing days, how I was discussing, and I know it's been said before. Why is it back when I was competing and I won shows, it was 10,000, and it's still 10,000 today? And these pros out there, apart from being too many pro cards, I don't give a fuck what people say. You're not a pro athlete. If you're working a job to fund your hobby, because you're not a pro athlete, you're paying your airfare, you're paying your gear, you're paying your hotel. Oh, I'm on a pro stage. How much did I win? Nothing. It cost me 10 grand. I better go back to work tomorrow, work overtime. You're not a fucking pro athlete. You're a guy or girl with an expensive fucking hobby. Hand in your fucking pro card. If you can't make a living and money from what you do as a pro athlete, then you're not a pro athlete. I don't see Tiger Woods selling shoes at Foot Locker to pay for his fucking golf clubs and any other fucking pro athlete. So I'm sorry. If you're working jobs or you got a husband or doctor husband like some of those fitness girls and other wellness girls do to support their fucking hobby or their fucking OnlyFans. The ones that do OnlyFans, I'll give them credit. They're actually using their body to make money and good money. So I won't come down on them. But you other people, I'm a professional athlete. Well, how much have you made from doing that? Nothing. I'm like 50 in the hole. Good job, wanker. Fuck.
So what's the solution?
They give out so many pro cards. Because look, you can have a guy, look at so many these
Hold
pro
on,
shows.
you can't blame the pro cards. You got to blame the promoters who are not putting
That's
up
what
the
I'm
money.
saying. They should be like it was in the old days. The overall gets it and that's it. Or mate, was it the USA, the overall and the national? It was class winners too, wasn't it?
The class winners were only from nationals, yeah.
Yeah, and then
But it's not
USA
even
was
the pro cards. Hold on, but why do you think it is that the promoters and I don't think that the promoters are being cheap necessarily. I think they're having trouble getting sponsors to put up money. Why is that?
What I need, like I said, they need to look outside the fucking box. We have Bob Ciccarello, the voice of bodybuilding, who's the voice and the athlete's rep, so he says. But it's like, get somebody like Bob or a go-getter. I mean, someone that's tenacious, that doesn't take no for an answer, like me. But I'm not politically correct. So get someone like a Jerry Maguire. Think outside the box. Stop going to protein companies and that. There's so many companies out there, whether it be Chevy Corvettes and that, muscle cars. Try and tie that in. Imagine Chris Bumstead in a nice Corvette ad or something. You can get out. Like, how many companies are there? Let's just say 10,000. Outlet 10,000. If you can't get at least 500 to sponsor bodybuilding shows in some way or another, you're a shit person. Keep knocking on their door. Keep knocking on their door. Oh, hold on, we need a sponsor. Hello, Gaspari. Hello, Species. Hello, Labrada Nutrition. Same fucking shit all the time. Think outside the box, people. Get out there and get fucking proper. Look at Red Bull. Red Bull, I was watching the other day again. These cunts in billy carts going down a hill and falling over, like in a little go-kart, you know, just push them down the hill and they hit the hail bays and fall over. You got the idiots that run off the end of a pier and into the water, all sponsored by Red Bull. They sponsor everything. Why can't Red Bull sponsor bodybuilding? You need someone to get in there because, shit, what bodybuilders do, the training and lifestyle, whether it be the men, the women, whatever. I'm sure Red Bull could fit in there somewhere because they cover every. Red Bull even sponsored that fucking rock, paper, scissor contest. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I know Flex Lewis is with Monster Energy and that. Get Monster in there to put up a couple of 100,000 for the Olympia and shit like that. Come on, people. Get with it. Why must I have to look? I'm the fucking most retarded person here. Why do I have to come up with these ideas?
Do you think that these promoters are getting money and then they're just keeping it and they're like, well, we don't have to
because look at all the pros now and even the amateur shows where people are doing crossover divisions and they're paying what $80 to $100 per division plus the entry fees and that. And we see some of these places they're put on at. It's like fucking hell. It's like a demountable building they've just put up for the contest, a shit little school hall or a fucking little town hall. They're getting it all fucking cheap. And a lot of these promoters now aren't paying. You know, back in the old days, you go to the Arnold and that, everyone's airfare, accommodation. Even some of the pro shows, if you're a big name, they'd pay you airfare and accommodation. I don't know if a lot of them are doing that now. So, and 10,000 back when I was competing went a long way. 10,000 today's is like fucking doesn't go anywhere.
No, but you know, think about it. Let's say like you take nationals, okay? Nationals gets 1,000 people to enter the show, if not more. And like you said, they're charging $350 an application. So that's 350 grand right there. Now, what if nationals would run during the week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then on Saturday you have a big pro show? We know the pro shows lose money, right? Because you have to give prize money, but you would make so much off the nationals, the amateur event, and then you put that into the prize money for the pro event that you have on Saturday. Yes, you're not putting as much in your pocket, but you're making your event like this off the wall, off the charts, the highest prize money. You know, you get your best athletes entering the pro show. And so as a promoter, even though you're spending more money because you have to give the prize money, you're actually building your brand to a higher level. So you have to kind of give back to, you know, to build the brand. And I think that's what people are not doing. The shows are the same every single year. They're not getting bigger because no one's putting the profits back into the show, I think.
And also, like, no matter what we say here, I expect the week before Bob does a video and calls us idiots, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But here's another thing.
We're throwing ideas out there because we want to.
Here's another thing, though. Because before, too, remember, it was the magazines. To see us, you had to get a magazine and stuff like that, or you had to go to a contest or a seminar. Now, due to social media, people are putting so much on there, but this is where the athletes need to come together and say, listen, maybe leading up to a show, our training content, the IFBB or someone, remember like the Mitsuru videos, you'd film us all training before the Olympia. They need to do something like that where they send somebody out to film all these pros. So the pros, you can post stuff on your page just saying hello to your fans, talking, whatever you're advertising, but stuff like your preparation and stuff should be kept hidden. If they want to see that, they can pay for it online to watch all these guys train, and some of that money could go towards the prize money and stuff like that. So, you know, I said, it's good to have interaction with fans because they get so much free now. Because look how many people would probably go to a show, but now they're like, oh, I can get the pay-per-view and not travel to see it. But, you know, maybe even if some of the pay-per-view money can go back into the prize money. So, yes, it's good to be out there and have fans have access to you all the time, but maybe they should pull back a bit and keep some stuff where it's just paid content. Because I know now, I think some guys like Flex and them have a YouTube or a Facebook where it's private only. Maybe you got to pay a couple of dollars where you get content that you don't see anywhere else. I know my comedian friend, he has a YouTube channel, but then he has the Patreon where it's only $1 if you want. You can pay as much as you want, but then you just get content for those people who are subscribers. And I think the IFBB and NPC should do something like that where this only content you can get is like through Patreon or something, but you got to pay maybe $1, pay $2,
right? But
whatever.
the content would be if I'm having the Mr. Olympia contest and I have like a road to the Olympia, like someone like Mitsuru filmed, you have that as part of the package, so that when you pay for the pay-per-view for the Olympia weekend, you're getting all that. And I think they did do that. They did a lot more content at the Arnold and the Olympia on the pay-per-view. You can watch the Expo, you can watch here, you can watch it. I like that, but I think more shows need to start doing that, because if you're going to charge $40 for me to just watch the Prejudging a Night show at some half-rate pro show, I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it for me, because all the content, all the pictures and everything and video will be online later. So
exactly.
But
well,
I would spend it if you, like you said, there was more value to it.
Yeah.
There was,
well, make it like, imagine if it's like a flat fee, $49.99, $50, where you get the Olympia show or the Arnold, but you also get like the people in it. Remember, it would be like, might have been on the Battlefield Olympia, me doing legs, Kevin doing chest. You get these guys, so it's like maybe 30, 45 minutes training in a body part and just talking about how they feel and that leading up to the show. So you're getting all this other content, and then maybe some good backstage stuff where they're pumping up, and maybe the day before their show, if they could spare 10 minutes each, just go through their thought process on how they're feeling right now and the tanning up and that stuff like that. I think people would actually pay for to see that type of stuff.
Or how about this? How about you have like, NPC, obviously, films, has all the shows filmed. They have different photographers all over the place. People contribute. Why not let them run all the live streams? And you know what? Rather than pay by the show, you pay $20 a month as a subscription. And then, they have guaranteed money coming in from each person, $20 a month, $20 a month, $20 a month. Residual. Some shows are bigger than others, but at least you'd have access to everything that was filmed. All the live streams.
And the thing is, too, like, even
I do that. I do that in 2 seconds.
Even the guys themselves, like I said, just keep some content for, like I said, the paid subscribers. Like I said, $20 a month is fuck all, really. So it's like, if you're getting that, where like Andrew Jack, Hardy, Nick Walker, just that once a month they film something special just for that paid section. So every month these people are getting the pros talking to them or answering questions or just doing something for that half an hour to an hour, which goes on that paid site. I think it would be okay. It would almost be like a digital subscription magazine, but the money, or the majority of it, once you take out whatever it costs to host the site, whatever, but then the majority of that goes back into prize money.
How many NPC members do you think there are worldwide?
Thousands.
30,000 maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably.
Bob will give us the exact number.
Well, I'm saying, even let's say 15,000 subscribe to the monthly thing for $20 or $25. I mean, that would finance everything, right there. So
we could have like $20 a month. That's like what
WWE does it, and they have I don't know what their monthly fee is anymore, but they make a lot of money doing that. By the way, I'm going to see
like 20 a month, what, $240 a year. You could say $199 annual pass type thing.
Yeah, it would work great. I think
I'm going. You could also have some incentive too, where there could be like different pro shows. If you get the airfare ticket early enough, we could have like a lucky subscriber is going to get a ticket to one of these shows. I don't even care if it's in Ohio. Pick the winner from Ohio so you can go cheap and not have to fly in. So, give them some incentive like that too, type thing. Or we're going to have a random draw where some lucky couple of winners will get a signed 10x8 of one of the people that they're watching. Little things like that. That it can be done, I think. I think it can be done. We just need some greater minds and ours to think of it.
Well, I think we have some pretty great minds ourselves. So I think we just came up with a great idea.
I think Kylo is going to think of it, aren't you, Kitty? Kylo will give everyone kisses.
This weekend, I'm going to see WWE with the kids.
Oh, my God.
Triple H got me tickets. I got the kids going. This is their first WWE live event in Fort Myers. So
nice. Isn't it amazing when you go to them? It's like I used to go, and who would I go with when I used to go backstage? It could have been when I think Rich Mincer got me backstage at a couple in
Ah,
Anaheim.
that's cool.
And I mean,
Yeah.
like, and the crowd and the people there is just like nuts. I'm sure half of them believe it's real, the other half know it's not. But even so, they just get so into it and behind the people and booing and cheering, and I mean, it's like crazy.
I think nowadays people know it's not real, but when I used to go as a kid, I really, my father wasn't into it at all because he thought it was ridiculous. But my friend's father would take us there to WWE. This is back when Ivan Putski was wrestling and all the old timers and Rocky Johnson. And you know what the funny thing was? Back then, people thought it was real. Like, if you said it wasn't real, they would break your neck. The people in the stands were nuts. My friend's father was like,
well, the thing is, though, we know it's scripted and thing, but it does get real. They do get hurt. And look at what's his name? That Mick Foley documentary and shit, when they would actually cut themselves and bust their heads open, and you know, you can land a lot wrong way. But even though it's scripted, they're still pretty full on. They still get hurt.
Triple H said to me once, "Is it better to know you're going to get hurt or not know?" So
probably not know.
It's better if you don't know you're going to get hurt, because when you know you're going to get hurt, you wind up moving in awkward ways. And
it's like when they would they'd pick you up, remember, and then fall back with you. As you're falling back, you must be like, okay, here it comes. Or even when they'll do that like pile driver and put your head between their legs. Yeah. If your head's sticking out a little bit too far and your head hits the mat,
you have to trust those people. I was we were at a show. I think it was the LA Fit Expo, where I think they used to hold didn't they hold the Ironman there one year at the LA Fit Expo? I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And I was with Muscular Development at the time, and I think I was with Romano and Flex Wheeler, and we were all of us were at the show. And then as the show let out, I saw that the WWE was next door at the Staples Center. So I texted Triple H and I said, are you guys at the Staples Center? He goes, yeah. I said, I'm right next door. He goes, come in. I'll send someone to the door for you. I said, well, there's like 6 of us. He's like, no problem. So the show was almost over. There was like, I think 1 or 2 more like matches. And Flex had his young son with him, and he was all excited. I said, we're going to go to WWE. So we went next door, and they met us at the door. They took us all the way in backstage where all the wrestlers were. And Flex knew a lot of those guys back there, from Gold and stuff like that. And we were all talking. And in the corner, like a little teenage kid, like all excited. He wasn't a teenager. He was fully grown. Was Macaulay Culkin. I think I told the story before. And he was with, what's that guy's name? There's another
Michael Jackson.
No, that I would have been pretty cool if he was there. He was there with another one of these, like Corey Feldman or one of those. And they were backstage like little teenage girls, like all excited about wrestling. Yeah, they probably thought it was real, and they were just loving it, and it was really funny to watch those guys backstage, because they were like literally like. First of all, Macaulay Culkin probably weighs 100 pounds soaking wet, but he's really tall. He's tall, for his, because he's an adult.
But isn't it funny though? It's like you see bodybuilding, some shows the crowds die off and stuff like that. Wrestling, I don't think the crowds ever died off. They still pack them out no matter what. And that's where I think the bodybuilders need to, like I said, when I used to argue with Wayne was pretty good. Sometimes you'd be like, okay, Lee, you push this. You'd actually say, you really go at me with this type thing and that. So would set it up where it's like, oh, look at Lee and Wayne going, because you need that good and bad type thing. It's like when I used to go off at the IFBB, it's like, rather than suspend me, just play with it, go with it, like the good and evil, and like the wrestlers do. Because we've got bodybuilders now, but even back then when you had Matt Arazo and different people, we all had personalities, we all had our thing type thing. So now that you need to bring that back where you have personalities and just make it fun. You can root for someone, or even though this guy is good, you might boo him because he's too good. So it's like, boo, I want my guy to beat yours. You need to get that excitement and bring more personalities out again. Because now some people are just very, they're just like boring.
Lee, I try to tell this to Steve Blackman because we were fighting on the message boards, if you remember, about the carb wars, about carbs. He was like going against John and I. And we were saying, and people loved it. People thought we were actually acting. They didn't know that it was real. I said, Steve, we need to play this up more. I know you're getting upset. You're taking this stuff personal. Don't take it personally. you should be like Vince McMahon, and we should be like the top wrestlers, and we're arguing with the boss. People love this stuff. It's going to draw more people to the message boards. But he couldn't separate himself from it because his ego was too integrated into it, and he was taking everything personally. And obviously, you know what happened. John and I.
That's like when Steve and I had an argument on the message boards and wherever.
Yeah. You told him to go fuck himself pretty much on the bus.
And then he sent me that big letter. I can't believe you made it public. And I'm like, well, you wouldn't answer my calls. You wouldn't fucking do this and do that. But I was like, Wayne, though, because at that Olympia's meeting, I said to Wayne about the prize money. We had a big discussion the night before the show at the athletes meeting. And that's when I said, well, at the press conference, I'm going to bring it up. And Wayne's like, Lee, I said, Wayne, I saw what you said, the thing, I'm going to put it in writing. So Wayne's like, okay, Lee, this is what we'll do. You put it in writing, you bring it up, we'll have like an argument, then you hand it to me, and I'll make sure all the guys get $2,000. So Wayne and I discussed that beforehand. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like, and it made it fun. People talk about
that. Well, yeah.
So it's like, you got to do that just to make it fun and exciting and get stuff out there. Get down. My Superman suit should be here soon. They said it.
I was going to ask you what's going on with that Superman suit.
Well, the cape won't be attached to it yet, but the suit's on its way. He's like, you might need some sort of skins or Under Armour compression suit on first to pull it on because it's going to be snug.
You know, I was watching with my kids that movie, The Incredibles, the original.
And
you remember when he goes and Craig T. Nelson plays the Mr. Incredible, whatever is the father, and he was going to get a new suit made. They were going to make a new super suit for him, and she's like, no capes. This old lady, she's like this little German woman. She's like, no capes. He's like, what do you mean no capes? She goes, I need a cape. She's like, you gotta remember what happened to so and so who got like sucked into the blades of an airplane was the cape. And then he's like, that was a fluke. And then she's like, you remember what happened to it after that? And this guy got the cape also got like, he got sent to the moon or something like that. Got caught on a rocket or something like that. He's like, all right, fine. No capes.
I watched, I watched it over 2 days. I watched because I was watching the Batman versus Superman one. Oh. And then after that, I had to go in. I watched the next one after it, the Justice League, but I watched the Zack Snyder version. It goes for 4 hours. Better, yeah, that was good though because it gave you more backstory of the characters and stuff.
Zack Snyder's, who directed that, the Batman vs Superman, and then he did Justice League. He had to leave in the middle of Justice League. I think because his son died, didn't he?
Something, yeah.
Son died.
That's why they changed it. That's why they had that new version. But then it was a year or so later when they brought out the Zack Snyder full
version. They let him finish it. Yeah, they let him recut it according to the way he wanted to do it, and they actually reshot some scenes too.
Yeah.
And it's on HBO Max, or now they call it Max. If you watch it, it plays a lot better, I think, than the original. And at the end, if you watch the secret ending there, they have that, they like everything's falling apart. The whole world has become a disaster because of the Joker, and Superman is like this, like
because like Lois, Batman was meant to protect Lois, and she died, so now Superman's just after everybody.
Angry. They should have taken it up right from that point and done the next movie because that was cool because it wasn't like the typical Superman movie. It was like dark, and I think it would have. Yeah. I think it would have been.
Plus,
awesome.
too, Zack Snyder put him in the black suit too.
Yes, I loved it. I don't know why they didn't let Zack finish and keep going. I just don't get it.
I know it would have been good, but yeah, I even know because even the Legacy one they're doing now, they're like, let Zack Snyder do it or someone else.
Yeah, well, it's the wokers. It's the wokers. When you let the wokers get a handle on Superman, they're gonna ruin him. They're gonna turn him gay. They're gonna make him have a gay relationship or something like that. That they're gonna do something stupid like that.
There's a show on TV. I forgot the name of it now. I saw the preview. It's like season 2. I have to remember the name of it. But the whole show, I think, is gay because every character on the preview, the young men were kissing and they were in bed. The girls were kissing and they were hugging. And like every couple in the preview was all gay. I can't remember the name. I said, fuck, I got to remember to tell Dave. But yeah, like young boy and that they're hopping in bed together and they're kissing. They look like teenagers.
It's every show. It's not just like some shows. It's every show they do this in.
Yeah,
now.
but this whole, I mean, like the whole, everyone, there wasn't like a straight couple in it. Everyone was.
I don't get it. You know, I don't know why they have to like shove it down your throat. You know, if you want to be gay, then be gay. If you want to be trans, I'm not against that. But you don't have to shove it down our throat in everything we watch, including all the kids stuff. It's just I don't understand it. It's annoying, you know. It's annoying.
I saw just before we come on, I saw breaking news that Sinead O'Connor died.
I saw that. Yeah, that was very sad, you know, because I know she had mental health.
Nothing compares to you.
Yeah, did you know that Prince wrote that song?
Did he? Oh.
Yep. Nothing compares to you. Yeah,
remember people got upset with her. Didn't she say something about the Pope back in the day?
I gave the finger to the Pope. She actually converted. She's converted to Islam. She changed her name too. I don't remember what the new name was.
That's right. Because they've always treated women well.
Yeah. You know what the sad part is? Her son committed suicide, and like last year or the year before that, and that destroyed her because that was, you know, she loved that. She has 4 kids, but it was that son was the special one to her.
Yeah, he was the favorite. Just Phil, for 1 minute. I got to go pee. I think it's my bladder too, as well as my colon.
Prostate. You better get your prostate checked.
That's the end. The end.
I got to entertain now. I have to talk about it. Lee is going to be getting his prostate serviced, and they're gonna stick this camera up his penis all the way into his prostate, and they're gonna check it out because I have a feeling it's getting enlarged. And what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to take microwaves and they're gonna fry his prostate and shrink it down so that the flow will improve, and he won't have to go to the bathroom in the middle of Iron Rage anymore. Because I'm getting kind of pissed off about it. I got to tell you, you're still not bad. You see, he can't even get all the pee out because it's like stuck in his urinary bladder. So they're gonna have to put
what were you saying?
I said they're gonna have to put a catheter in you so that you can, when you do the show, if you have to pee, you can just pee right into the bottle that they capture it.
You know what I've got though? I've got one of those things. I was almost tempted. Remember I showed you before? It's one of those like snake things, a real thin thing with a camera on it that you can put down drains.
Right.
And it's got the screen so you can see, like a 4-inch digital screen.
You want to stick it up your rectum?
Yeah, and have a look myself. We could do it live on the show right now.
I always wondered is when they put those cameras up your rear end there, they must have a light on there, right? Because how do they see anything?
Yeah. I looked at on the video. There's a light on it, and there's also a thing where it can cut stuff off.
Oh, so if they want to snip, if they see anything in there, yeah, they got to be able to do that.
Like here, look at this. So if I had planned ahead of time, because you wouldn't have seen what I was doing, I could have been sitting down here and doing it.
You could do. You could be doing all the bodybuilders in Australia. There, you could do. There you go. The lizard cam.
Yeah. So you put this bit here up my bum. That could be my bum, and then I could sit here, put it up there, and just show you this part.
All right. Well, if you can set it up, prior to the show, yeah, and then
look at that.
Have yourself
you could find a ring.
There.
That could be. I could have a ring up my rectum.
I did a radiology class in med school, and they were showing us like all the crazy shit they find by X-ray up people's butts, like Christmas lights.
It's got 4 foot. It's got 4 foot cable. That's as much as they have when you go to get your finger. And look, it's got the light. See.
Go ahead. I challenge you to do it. We'll do it live.
Says,
you can live stream it.
Inspect pipes, sinks and toilets, engines, air ducts, inside walls,
colons,
chimneys, gutters, septic tanks, and more. The more part is your ass.
There you go.
It's got a magnetic tip, a hook tip, and a mirror tip. Lizard cam, camera, and a powerful LED light. And it's waterproof.
You got a brilliant idea, because what we'll do is we'll charge a minimal fee, $9.99, to have to look at Lee's anus with the camera, on I don't know. We'll do it 2 weeks from today or something like that, and then
That's going to be like Pornhub for some of the gay
we'll
viewers.
stream it live, and then all the money we take, we'll donate it to to a pro show of our choice for prize money. You'll probably raise more money from doing this than you probably would they probably get from any big sponsor.
Could you imagine like
25 grand for first place?
Imagine the gay people seeing inside my asshole. That'd be like heaven to them. It'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to see if I can get this in my virtual reality goggles like this. So I can be sitting here touching myself and getting the virtual tour of Lee's asshole. People get those virtual
camera
tours.
Fit up your, can you stick that up your penis like they do?
I can probably do that too. But you know how people do those virtual tours of a new home?
Yeah.
We could have a virtual tour of my rectum and colon.
There you go.
Hold on.
You might actually get it up into your small intestine if you're smart enough, quick enough.
Look. Oh.
And I bet it'd be way cheaper than getting a colonoscopy. That's for sure.
Look at this.
Wow. Look at that.
There's the camera and torch.
That's great.
Oh, it doesn't have batteries. I need 4 AA. But then we can, like I said, I could be here like this, like sitting here, pushing that up.
I'll tell you what. Let's as a trial run next week. How can you swallow that thing into your stomach?
Probably not, because I got a bad gag reflux.
Well, yeah, but once it's in your throat, you won't be able to. There's no gag anymore. It's in your throat already. You just got to get the initial swallow. Yeah, don't put it. You got to clean it off first. I don't want you getting sick.
Watch Lee choke to death.
Yeah. Eat something really gross though before the show, so at least we have something to look at when we put the thing down there.
Because this is like this. Look, it sort of bends like that. My luck, that'll go down my throat, get stuck somewhere, caught on it. I won't be able to pull it out. I can't get it out. I'll be still live when the ambulance comes to the door.
That's right.
What are you doing? I'm doing a live show. This is entertainment.
It's stuck. Get it out of my throat.
That'd be pretty good. Wouldn't it?
There you go.
And you know what I was thinking? This would be good too, because it's like that. You could like get a hard on, tape it to your penis. So this is your penis. Tape it to the top like that.
Like a bird's eye view.
Like you could watch yourself like having sex and watch it come inside the pussy and see where it goes. It'd be like fantastic. We always see on videos they come on the outside, or we see it run out. We could actually see it ejaculate and hit the cervix or whatever's up there, the fallopian tube. We could watch
camera. Yeah, there you go. Point of view camera.
Look at that. Fuck. I'm an ideas man, I tell you.
I know, and if we could monetize this, we can raise money, and we could leverage. We can make our own pro show. We'll have They'll be like, how did Lee raise $100 grand for first prize for this show? Yeah, he stuck a camera up his ass, and we live on RX Muscle, and he raised $100 grand. Hey, I don't know.
If it's helping the athletes, that might be a bit rough. Getting up, getting up the penis head there.
You might have to take the tip off and fin it out.
I might need some space cakes or something beforehand.
You might need some kratom. Tell Guy to send you some kratom.
I got kratom here.
Oh, there you go. You can use that.
And people say it's addictive, but I've used it and stopped using it. I don't feel anything.
But you're not an addictive. You don't have an addictive personality like that. You don't do drugs.
Well, I've done drugs, but I don't get addicted to them.
No, because you know what it is. You use them, and actually you abuse them, and then you realize I feel terrible on them. I don't want to do this anymore, and then you stop, which is good. So
here we go. So even if I have any friends around that need to be checked out, I can, rather than go see your doctor and then have to wait to get in, just come see me. And
there you go. Any
women want to see if they're pregnant or anything, come see me. Cervical cancer, anything, I can.
Lee, you're a regular Renaissance man. Let me tell you. So.
Well, it has crossed my mind though to put it up there and just have a look to see if I can see anything.
Don't do it. I'll get another call from the emergency room from you, Dave. I'm in the emergency room. What happened? I got the camera stuck in my prostate. You know.
Somehow
get
it
it
went
out.
up and my colon
Yeah.
collapsed on it, and it won't let go.
So they're telling me I need surgery to remove it.
Imagine driving to the hospital and walking in, holding onto the green camera part, and the cords are up your pants, up your asshole.
You know, there have been people that have. I remember when we did this radiology course, people have had sex where, and I don't know if there's a situation, I guess, where a girl's vagina will clamp down on a penis and it won't you can't physically remove it. And the people have to call an ambulance. They got to take them to the hospital, and they have to, like, I don't know what they do, relax the vagina muscles or something like that until it releases the penis. But supposedly it's very painful. So I don't know.
Well,
who it's painful to.
Well, it's like the anus. So you put something in the anus, it goes so far, there's a suction effect that pulls it in. And I think that's when people lose shit, because they get near the edge, they're holding on to it, then it goes bloop, and now it's in there. You're like, oh fuck, how do we get it out?
It's got to be pretty embarrassing when you have to go to the hospital with something stuck up your butt. I mean, there's nothing that can be more embarrassing than that, right?
And how many times have they heard the excuse, oh, I was just fucked up and I sat down and didn't see it and it just went up there.
Yeah, that's what the radiologists tell me. These people say, yeah, I was putting the Christmas tree up and I fell, and next thing I know, the Christmas lights were up my ass, and I couldn't get them out of there. I don't know what to do.
Speaking of that, I had my wife and I went stayed in a nice hotel in Sydney once, and I got this fancy cocktail, and there was an ice cube similar to that, that, but it was like a thick ice cube, and it would flash all these different lights, and they put it in your drink. I'm like, wow, that's cool. Took it back to the room. We got a bit freaky in that. I said, hey, I know where I can put this. So I put it in the vagina. When she opened her legs, it's like a disco. You could see the light flashing in there. So we're having sex and that. It's pretty cool. But then, Dave, let me tell you, for 20 minutes, I went into panic mode. Like you said, I couldn't get it out. So now I got it on the bed, leg spread, telling her to relax and calm down. I got 2 fingers in there trying to get this plastic ice cube and turn it around and pull it out with my fingers. I was sweating bullets. It's like 20 minutes. Calm down. We've got to go to the hospital. We're not going to the fucking hospital. Just breathe, relax, calm down. And I'm trying to fish this fucking ice cube out of a vagina. Oh, that was great fun. And it was still flashing, so I could see where it was. I just couldn't get it. It's like, we're going to the hospital. I said, listen, I can get it this way. If I can't get it this way, don't worry. I'll go downstairs and ask them, do they have some tongs in the kitchen? Because
you know how when they pull the baby out with the forceps, you had to get like a pair of forceps or something like that.
I'll be like, excuse me, can I just borrow your salad tongs for a minute?
Oh boy. You're lucky you got that thing out. That's all I know. But
I did the same thing once with a little roll-up thing of deodorant. I was messing around, and a girlfriend back in the day, that went up there, and it went up and went that way. So I got my fingers in there, and I'm trying to turn this roll-on stick of deodorant the right way to pull it out. She's sitting up on the bathroom counter, legs spread, and I'm playing fucking gynecologist trying to pour this roll-on fucking deodorant.
Full-on dry her out afterwards, because that's what it does.
No, but she had a nice, like, Norska fresh smell for a while.
You're funny, Lee. How can we outdo that story? I think we should just wrap it up right now.
I forgot to mention, too, the thing the other day, it was shocking news that LeBron's son had that cardiac arrest while training at 18 years old.
Yeah, they still haven't really released any information. They said his heart stopped, like, while he was playing. And I don't think it was a blockage or anything. I think his heart just stopped, and they restarted it. And he was out of intensive care pretty quickly, but no one's really saying what happened, or why it happened. So.
Isn't it weird? Because automatically I've been reading comments. They're talking about the shot, if you know what I mean, and stuff like that, where you don't want to be conspiracy theorists, but until that came around a couple of years ago, I can't remember when we heard of so many young people having heart conditions or stuff like that. And I mean, like, athletic type people, like athletes. Remember, there was in England, or overseas in Europe, there was so many 20-odd soccer players in a couple of months had dropped dead and all this sort of stuff. It's like, you'd see it at older people, as we always would, but not to the extent now we see so many healthy young people who shouldn't even have this happening to them. So it's weird. Yeah, you're going to have the ones that have the genetic thing, whatever, but not to this degree that we're seeing now. So,
you know, it seems as though he probably had some sort of a arrhythmia.
mm-hmm.
Okay, because arrhythmias, he doesn't obviously have a blockage at 18 years old in his heart. You know, that's why I don't think it was related to vaccine. Vaccines would cause clots. He didn't have a clot. His heart stopped, which means that he probably had through a weird arrhythmia, and his heart couldn't pull itself out of the arrhythmia, and it just stopped. And you know, so obviously when the paramedics got there, they obviously started. You know, they restarted his heart. Probably shocked him with a defibrillator. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No one's really giving out information. The question is, you know, why? You know, and you know, I found that I had an arrhythmia at, you know, like 10 years ago, but I probably had it my whole life. You know, I probably had it when I was running, when I was bodybuilding. You know, you start thinking back.
I've had one. Yeah, I've always had one. Yeah, where it's like I could be sitting here sometimes doing this. It's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, and like it almost for a second it just stops. But all my tests they've seen that. So over all these years that I've had heart tests, like you got a little bit there, but it's normal because on all your other tests you've had the exact same thing. It hasn't changed, so it's not like it's gone haywire. But I've always had that little bit. Sometimes where I'll be ba-bum, ba-bum. It stops for like a second. You're like, I'm dead. Then it ba-bum, it starts again. It's like this little murmur, like it just.
Like I told you, when I found out about it, when I was riding my bike, you know, when I was cycling for a while, I was in this whole stage of cycling outside, and I had the heart rate monitor on, and I went from literally 150 beats a minute, which is, you know, that's very challenging to your heart, especially at whatever age I was 48 or something like that, to up to 250, which is very dangerous. That was, I was in tachycardia essentially. Now, luckily, my body pulled out of it and on its own. So nothing happened to me, but think about it, if it didn't, you know, I could have gone into cardiac arrest, so, which, you know, and they would have had to come and shock me, assuming that the paramedics got there fast enough. So you never know, you know, you know, how many kids really get an echocardiogram or a full heart workup at that age? No one does, because everyone assumes kids are healthy, you know, and so it might be worth it at some point if kids want to play sports to have to make it mandatory that they get, you know, like an echocardiogram is not invasive. It's an ultrasound of your heart, basically. Yeah. And that can diagnose a lot of problems. You know?
They might have been hinting that, like, oh, we don't know what he did beforehand, whether it been like recreational drug use or something. But then, too, you have to look into when we were training, we never really had it until like a Fedra come out. But now when you look across the board, I see young kids now in their teens or younger in coffee shops getting big coffees, and they got a coffee in one hand and a mother energy drink in the other hand. So I think young kids these days are on a lot more stimulants. That's like that. So whether that could be causing a problem later on, because we never had that back when we were kids. We didn't have Red Bulls or Mother, and now you got that one with Jake Paul, which is really high in caffeine. So they're having that with caffeine itself, that could be the cause of some of it.
My son is so enamored and so sold on this Prime stuff. That you talk about Prime? There's two different drinks. There's the Prime energy drinks that have caffeine in it, but they also have Prime that has no stimulants in it. My wife will buy that.
That's the one we have here because they banned the stimulant one here. But I like the Prime, like Gatorade type one in the popsicle flavor, the red, white, and blue colored bottle.
Yeah,
I think it's called.
My son drinks that one. But the marketing behind this thing is so great because my son will. You would think he was asking us for a Corvette. You know, that's how much he wants this drink. The drink isn't even that good. I tasted it. It's all right. I mean, it's nothing special. I mean, but the Jake Paul marketing campaign behind it is outrageous. And, you know, it just goes to show you could sell piss in a bottle if people market it right. You know?
Well, isn't that true? Like, you're seeing products out there that could be the greatest product. You'd be like, this is the best thing, but people don't really know about it. And then there'll be a product out there that's basically shit, but the marketing campaign's that good. They're selling fucking millions and millions of dollars of something that's pretty much crap.
I can't even believe it. I'm going to pull these up just so people knows what we're talking. Some people might not know what we're talking about. I would not have known anything about it had my son not have said, I need Prime. He makes my wife stop at 7-Eleven and get him the Prime because he can't. It's not available anywhere. They sell out of this stuff as soon as they get it.
Speaking, that one there, the blue and white, and that one.
That's the one he has in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's got a nice flavor.
Well, they came out with like a lemon one, like recently or something like that, and he went nuts. He needed to have. He was trying to buy it like with my phone, because my phone is on Amazon. You know how much they wanted for these drinks on Amazon? Like if you order it from Amazon, it's like $8 a thing.
Well, here I get it from the drink machine at the gym, and it's $6.
Oh, they have it? Oh, they don't have that in the drink machines yet. But I said to my son, I said, do you realize how expensive this is? He's like, you got money. What's the big deal? He doesn't have any concept of like money, nothing. He's like, just buy it. I said, I'm not paying $8 a drink for this stuff. You need to get it.
You need to get it, empty it out, and replace it with Amino Evolve.
Replace it with like Kool-Aid or something like that. Yeah, exactly.
No, Amino Evolve. That's what you got to put in there.
You know what? They obviously they really like Amino Evolve. They actually like it better than all the other crap, and they don't. And but my son is like every kid succumbs to whatever the latest marketing craze is. Oh, Jimmy's calling. Look, Jimmy the Bull.
Hey,
let me get him on here. Hold on, Jimmy. He wants to know if I'm mad at him. We're on the air, Lee and I, right now.
Jimmy, nobody's mad at you, Jimmy. We all love you, Jimmy. Where the hell are you? Where are you, Jimmy?
Lee and I are on the air. You're live, Jimmy. Oh, you're being recorded right now. Yeah. We're all mad at you, Jimmy. We're mad. We're very angry at you.
Does Jimmy realize if we were mad at him, we wouldn't answer the phone?
You've been holding up the new Lee Priest, Jimmy the Bull show because you're not around. Oh, are you on board now? I heard you were a little angry that that your name wasn't in the title. It is. Well, here's the problem. The problem is that we're worried that you're not going to be available. So if there's no Jimmy the Bull, then you can't have the Jimmy the Bull show. So you have to be able to commit to the show, because otherwise, if it's only Lee, then it's the Lee Priest show.
I'll have to get like an AI Jimmy. I'll have to get an artificial intelligence Jimmy.
He's gonna have to get like a guy who looks like you, an AI, artificial intelligence Jimmy. Can't you find someone over there in Australia who could dress up like Jimmy and talk like him?
No, there's only one Jimmy.
So we agreed to do it Friday late afternoon.
All right.
So Lee can get up like a decent hour.
Lee doesn't wake up at a decent hour. He wakes up at 4 a.m. I got you. Okay. So when's the premiere? Because I got to wrap up the show that Lee and I do. When's the premiere episode?
I think this Friday we're doing one.
He told me that. I know.
Well, that's my Saturday.
Friday. They do Friday. Your Saturday, his Friday, Lee. All right.
Yeah, all right. Jimmy's going to have a wine or two.
Let me call you back. I got to wrap the show up with Lee. All right. Jimmy is committing.
Yep. Jimmy and I need to be.
All right. You want to ask me on the air, or you want to ask me off the air? All right. I'll hang up on you. I'll call you back. Yeah. I'll call you later.
He probably needs his colon checked.
Well, you have the instrumentation now to do that, right?
When I come over in October and I visit Jimmy, I'll have to bring it with me.
You know how some people go to each other's houses to get their shots done? Can you shoot my arms? Can you shoot my triceps? Can you shoot my calves? You go over to Lee's house, you get a colonoscopy, you get a prostate exam. You can even get your stomach and your esophagus looked at if the camera will reach down that far.
Bit of MDMA. Look what I found here. You haven't sent me one, but I found this. I got this probably a year or two ago when I'd have the odd occasional night, whatever. Look at this.
What is that? I don't see what it says. Hold on, let me zoom in.
Hold on. Oh.
Fragment. What is that? Reagent. Something reagent.
It's for this. It's for this. Look.
What is that thing?
Testing kits.
Oh, for drugs?
Yeah, look.
Oh, it's like the Roy test kits, except that looks like recreational drugs it's testing for.
Yeah, that's when I was on the odd occasion might have had some MDMA or something.
Who sent you that?
I can't remember. I just found it in an old box I was going for. I haven't even used it. Look, it's still all.
Yeah, but you don't take any drugs.
Well, I'm obviously going to have to go buy some MDMA and cocaine and that just to see.
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't you do well? You did a little acid the other day, but why don't you do some MDMA and then let's test your blood to see if it actually is real MDMA.
And then it's got this one here is like cocaine, MDMA, MDA, MDEA, methamphetamine, ketamine,
wow.
PMMA, levosamol, oxycodone, morphine, heroin, paracetamol, ibuprofen. That's on that one. And that one there, you use the Dave Lieberman reagent. That's that one there. And then this one, you use the Marquis reagent for 2CBC, whatever that is, LSD, heroin, fentanyl, bath salts, mescaline, 2,5,1-NBOME, 2,5-B-NBOME, DMT, aspirin, and sugar. Now, this one here, the Friochi reagent, that's for MDMA, MDA, MDMA, SAP, 6AP, amphetamine, 2CB, PMA, fucking hell, methylone, heroin, oxycodone. There's so much stuff on here. It's like too technical.
I knew every drug you mentioned on there. I heard of.
Yeah, because you're a fucking criminal. So like me though, I don't test it. I just go. Oh,
I know a few people that might test positive for everything on that list, Lee. I got news for you.
And you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have taken that. Hold on, let's get
See, your problem is when you have the drugs available, you decide, you know what, I'm never going to do these again, so I'll just take 20 times the dose I should take.
I'm going to test the Megalize and see if it's got any cocaine or MDMA in it or something. I'm going to test.
We're at an hour. I have a migraine headache. I've been filming all day.
I'm testing the Somalize. I'm going to test the Somalize to see if it has any morphine or anything in it, because it really knocks me out.
Let me know if it does.
Makes me feel tingly at nighttime, and my breathing goes funny before I go to sleep. So there's something in it.
Some
I'm going to. I'll let you know next week what we have in it. Okay. Because the shit's not legal. I know there's something in it.
Anyway, if you have any ideas of what Lee can stick the camera up or down or inside of, let us know. We like creative ideas.
Anyone whose wife's pregnant and they want to see the kid early, just let me know.
That's right. Lee will do it for free as long as you're in driving distance. And if
we can look at the embryonic sac and the baby in it.
The show is about 20 minutes.
I've often wondered, some women have sex while they're really pregnant because they get horny and they have sex still. I'm thinking, at what point, if you're having sex and the kid's head's in that position, is your penis pounding that kid in the fucking head, giving it brain damage? Like if he comes out, he's got this indent in his head, like a fucking helmet's been hit.
If your penis is that long, you got a good thing going for yourself.
When they get really like almost ready to drop, their uterus is pushed down and shit. So it's got to be close. You got to be close.
And the cervix opens up a little bit too, so you can actually feel the head. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so you could be having sex with the wife and being sucked off by the kid at the same time.
You know who likes pregnant women, who finds them very attractive?
Greg?
Jose Raymond is really into pregnant women.
Is he?
Yeah, he told me that once. Yeah, he's like, he finds them crazy attractive. He likes when women are pregnant.
You could be like, oh, again, you must be horny. You're really wet. No, my water broke, you dumb cunt. Quick, hurry. It's happening.
Hey, we all have our own fetishes. That's right. That's what makes the world go round, as my grandmother would say. All right, we're wrapping up today. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Iron Rage. I'm Dave Palumbo with Lee Priest. We'll see you again next week.